Okay, so I think we're done debugging. So next up is going to be making the offsets file. Let me make sure everything here is working well. Okay, so let me minimize this out. I can turn this on. I think we're safe here. Yeah, everything here is good. I'll minimize this. So, let me go ahead and put some things here. That's fine. So, just letting people know. Um, of course, here, my channel, and the ROM corruptions channel. That's also pretty important. So that should about do it. So, excuse me. Um, so now that we found the pointer table, what we need to do next is kind of make a note on where that is in the ROM file. And then we'll open up the offsets. We have the offsets file like right here, so we're gonna empty that out because we don't want to do the whole ROM. And I'll explain this later. But let's figure out where all this data is. So here's the pointer table that do I turned it on, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so excuse me. So here's the pointer table. So in case you weren't around for the last time, first two so it's 3 bytes. First 2 bytes are an offset within the bank, and the third one is the actual bank number. So how would you translate that into an actual physical ROM offset? Well, we'll get to that. First thing I want to mention, I forgot to mention, is for some weird reason, pointer tables are usually ascending. So you have location A, B, C, D, E, F. This is backwards. It starts from the highest location, the furthest location in the ROM, and goes backwards. See, this is bank 3F, and all the way down here is bank 23. So it takes up a decent size of the ROM, I think. I expected it to be bigger, but I guess not. So that means that either the graphics are pretty well compressed and there's a lot of other data that I'm not thinking about, or I didn't find all the graphical data. So it's one of those things. So we're gonna have to work backwards. So this is so what you're going to do is you're going to take, and this is all in hex, the offset plus bank number, wondering why he put corruption help. I don't need help. I posted this in the RTC Discord, and I'm like, I don't know if that is for me. Let me make some clarification on that really quick. This was in response to me. I don't need any help with RTC. Just showing how I go about corrupting ROMs in my own way. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna move this over just to make things a little bit easier for me. All right, so offset plus bank number times 2000, because that's how big each bank is. So if it's a bank 0, then it would just be the offset. If it's a bank 1, then you times it by 1 times 2000. So let's take a look at the last one, because that's going to be the earliest. So again, little endian, most significant byte is second. So it would be 1F BC. So 1F BC plus. Actually, we'll do this a bit backwards. So we'll do 23 in hex times 0x2000 plus, and that should give us our starting um our starting address. If I had a second D there. Okay, like it really matters. This is just notes, but whatever. Try to at least have my spelling correct, I guess. So we're gonna make sure you're in hex when you're doing these calculations. That's pretty important. Otherwise, it's gonna be wrong. So we have 23, which in decimal is 35, and then times 2000. So we know that the compressed data is going to start around in offset 46,000 in hex. And then we're going to add, wait, that's not, let me try that again. 23, I hit the wrong key, 20 times. It happens. Okay, so, and we're going to add, there we go. All right, 1 FBC. So, which I guess I could have just done in my head, but whatever. So that's 47 FBC. So 47 FBC. So let's take a look at where that is really quick. Let's see here. That makes sense. So that's actually you know, a good start there. So you can kind of see that that there's a whole bunch of empty space that predates this. That predates this. So prefaces this. Which word am I looking for? Anyway, doesn't matter. All right. So that's actually a really good sign. That means that we got our calculations correct, and the pointers are all correct, and all that fun stuff. So, oh my God, my cat is trying to get my attention right now. So that's cute. All right, so we may want to make a note that that no go should be cat. Really, you need to stop. Okay, yes. All right. You're loved. All right, if any of you are wondering what's going on here, if I turn off the background removal here, and you can see that this little guy is she's really trying to get my uh really trying to get my attention here. So, but she's, you know, being cute. So little cat cameo. She's really sweet. Anyway, so let me turn this back on. There we go. All right, so no-go should be starting from, I want to say 47 F66. 7 F66. Now, my guess with these blocks is that the terminating byte is probably like something like FF or something. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to look at the next. This cat is really trying to get in my way. She does this when I'm tutoring too, and it can get on my nerves a little bit when I'm trying to work or when I'm trying to do this. So this is where the exciting stuff is. So let's look at the second one here. So this is 24, and it's 00B8. So that would be, I would say, 46. So it's like 48. I'll say it's like 48 0B6, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, B8. My mistake. So let's see here, because 24, that would be 46, 47, 48. and then 00B8. Yeah, 48 0B8. So let's look at that really quick. 48 0. Where's B? I want to say it starts there. So I see a terminating byte like over here, maybe. I'd have to look at the code some more in order to figure that out. It could be 00 that's the terminating byte. That's also a possibility. So let's see here. That would be terminating byte. Maybe. And you're probably wondering, why do you care about the terminating byte if all this compressed data is like sequential in like like one after another. So, and the reason for that is when we get to this one, we gotta figure out where this ends, because that's going to be a problem if we can't figure that out. But it might be that it is followed by a bunch of zeros, because that's kind of like the end of the bank, probably. So we'll have to take a look at that. We'll take a look at one more just to be sure. 0498. So 240498. So it would be like, I want to say so 498. 498. So it's right here. And again, I'm seeing another 0 right before it. So my guess is that the terminating byte is 0, which is a problem, because 0 is often used to fill out blank areas of the of the yeah. So that's gonna suck. So terminating byte is probably 0, which is not ideal, but usually FF is usually better. But then again, FF is fill everything with all ones, but yeah, it's gonna suck, isn't it? Let's see what happens when we go to the next pointer here. So that's 3F. So so next up is so we're gonna do like 3F times 2000 plus 1E-A3. So 1E-A3. So we're gonna like kind of look through this and get a general idea of what's going on. So going into the calculator, we're going to do. Wait, I did that in the wrong place. You guys need to be paying attention. There's no one here, but it's fine. And so it would be this. There we go. All right, so 3F, which is bank 63 apparently, times. So 2000 plus 1E-A3. Interesting place for it. So 7F-E-A3. So this might be way at the. So let's scroll all the way down here. I can't remember. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So a part of me wants to say that, yeah, I didn't realize when it started to punch all this in, the whole bottom half of the ROM, that's where all the compressed graphical data is. So so honestly, we could probably get away with what was the 7F EA3. So it probably starts right here. Meaning, if I had to guess, yeah, they did this very strangely, I think. So, huh. So it could very well be, and I'm not too sure about this, but it could very well be that that all this here is just the very last bit of compressed tile data, and we don't have to worry about it. So technically, that just means that how to put this? That once we get to this, we're done. We don't want to corrupt past this because it's just corrupted. It's just corrupting graphics at this point. And I genuinely don't think. Well, if let me look at this a bit more. I want to say the hell? No. Did I? No. Revert. So I want to say that. Let me take a closer look at this here. That like maybe to like here, if I had to guess, is probably the end of the compressed data, and then all this is some other data. And I'm wondering if I should even bother with it. It could be unused data. It could be something important. It's definitely not code. You won't have byte 0 in code unless it's like some sort of operand. And there are so many here. It just doesn't look like code to me. Code would be more like up here, and you can see that code looks a lot different. You have some places where you have a few extra things here. This is probably nothing of importance. It could be just data. It could be a lot of things, but all that there. If I had to guess, I'm not going to worry about it because I don't think even if we were to corrupt it, I don't think it's going to do much, and it could very well be unused garbage data at the end of the ROM anyway. So this is actually good news because now we know that all that compressed data was like 1/2 the ROM. So that tells me that we found all the compressed graphical data in the ROM, and it's all at the very end, which is good. It's very good. So yeah, just great. So let's go ahead and take a look at my This is the offsets file, and I made the format myself because I wrote the script, so that's always nice. So a quick overview of this. Very simple. The first one's kind of like a header. So my script does a quick rename and copy and paste, and depending on which game I'm doing, it's the ROM. The clean ROM's always going to be called ROM. The corrupted ROM's always going to be corrupt. It's just hard coded that way. Not a big deal. I rename them when I keep them, and I give them a unique name, just a short description in the file name about what the ROM does, what the corrupted ROM does. So, and then I added this. I can't remember exactly when I added this, but I think at one point I kept having people ask me, "Hey, Brad, when you're making these videos, how many times do you have to corrupt a game to get something good?" And this is a counter, so each time I run the script, it increments this number in the offsets file. So it actually does a little bit of writing there, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice when you're done with the corruption. It's like, oh, I corrupted the game, 23 times, or I corrupted it 24 times, or So it's a nice counter to show in like my title card. Is like, this is how many times I've corrupted the game. So just a nice thing to keep track of. Um, so everything below that are ranges. So you could, and they're all in hexadecimal. So you can have something like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could have E3, I don't know, F7. I usually have these in caps because I think it looks nicer, and then maybe 1, 0, C2, 3. So in this very simple example, when the script is run, it will corrupt bytes in the range between the beginning of the ROM and offset 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will also corrupt in the region E3F7 to 10323 C23, if that makes any sense. So it's going to corrupt in this region and in this region. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to erase all this, and down here, I'm going to do this a bit further down. We're going to take that no-go thing that I was talking about earlier, this right here. So this is going to be the very last place that we want to corrupt. So once we get down to there, we're done. We're complete. So I could technically just do this and call it a day, and it would work. But I also kind of want what I've done lately, just because the script makes this so much easier, is I avoid blank areas of the ROM, like banks that have empty space at the end, and that reduces the needless amounts of writes, because the way that my script works is it corrupts a percentage of the region of the ROM that I want to corrupt, and the less regions, the smaller regions that I choose, the less bytes that it uses, and that you don't want to write a byte where it doesn't use it for anything. So I tend to do that. When I was looking at this ROM, there weren't many empty regions of ROM space, so it probably won't be that bad. But in any case, the best way to find empty regions of the ROM is to look through a tile viewer, because a tile viewer will just show blank space. So that's another reason why I use a tile viewer, is because of the fact that I forgot to actually load this. Oops. I really wish they picked a better name than Tile Molester. I always feel uncomfortable using a program with that name. It's like, I don't want to do any molesting, you guys. I just want to view tiles. So why do you got to be gross with it, man? But so we only really needed that for open. So ROMs and ISOs. So TG16. So we're just going to pull up Bunk's Revenge, and of course it does it in the in that graphics format. To make things easier for me, what I tend to do is I tend to put a tile grid, and that makes it easier to look at the tiles. So there's plenty to go over, but once we get down to, like, what was it? And there's some things where I'm wondering if it's tile data or some other form of data. I'm not too sure, but because I think there was one area here, yeah, like right here, I think, where it looks like it's maybe uncompressed ROM data, tile data, and I may want to actually go through and not corrupt that, because to me it looks like something that that my scripts shouldn't touch. Well, we'll get to that. But once we get down to, like, what was it, 4? Interestingly enough, each page is a bank. Each page is literally a bank in as far as the TG16 is concerned. So I said it was what, like 4. So it was like, so I think, like, right here like right in this area right here, that's where all the compressed data starts. And all of this here, all of this is compressed tile data. You can kind of see it a little bit if if you look hard enough. But at the very, 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 very end, like all this here, I think it's something else, but I'm not too sure what it is. So yeah, lots, and I think it's probably some form of RLE or something. But you can kind of see some areas where it's like, oh yeah, that's probably graphics, So, but all that there, we're not going to worry about it. So let's go back to the top and get an idea of so plus and minus on the numpad kind of adjusts by a single byte, and that's how you're going to yeah. So it's probably, so you can see that there's some blank data here. So we don't want to. So here's the offset that we're concerned with. So you don't want to do it there. So I'm gonna see if I can get away with. That's good enough. Okay, and then we can move this guy here. So that's some blank data we don't want to dick with. So that is 1C76. So we're gonna correct from there to 1C76, and then we've got to kind of align it here and figure out where this data starts. And usually, what the hell? Why did it place a? That was weird. Okay, so we want to corrupt this area here. So that's 1 FF6. 1, because we know that is data to be corrupted. And then we gotta stop again, so we gotta get this empty, like this one place empty, so like right there. And that is 209C. Yeah, I think these first few banks are kind of how to put this, are kind of have some empty bits to them. So we got that, and we just keep doing this. I'm gonna do this as long as I can to give you an idea. But then in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna have to go and get some work done, so I'll have to stop the stream. But if we so it's kind of tedious depending on the game and how much empty data there is, but that's it. So now we're gonna start it at 2200. Scroll down. There we go. Just kind of going through 3F0A. Oops. Okay. What's this next part? I really need to get like, I'm gonna do something here that, because it's really bugging me. Is there a way to make this brighter? Make this brighter. Kind of make this a little bit easier to look at. Just makes it easier to see. That's better. Okay, so just kind of, there we go. That's a lot easier to see. Okay. And this is the start of this bank. That's like what, bank 2? Yeah, bank 2. So it's only the first couple of banks that has like some empty space. The rest of this, with the exception of like right here, is was filled with shit. So now 9E A0. Just gonna put caps lock on. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. Next up is this guy, which is going to be at the start. Yeah, some of these things are, bank aligned, so that's good. So, oh yeah, okay, so, and, okay, see how there's like a lot of space there? So, wait, there we go. FBFC, so, and then next up is, yep, these are all like bank aligned. Which makes it easy, honestly, to that bank's good, that bank's good, this one isn't. So this one is kind of fucky, actually. There we go. So that, shit, I need to widen this just a bit so I can, there we go. 15 EAC. No one's watching. That's fine, though. Those that want to watch can look at it later. Next up is 1600. Let's see here. That bank's good. That one definitely isn't. There's a lot of empty space there. So, and it also contains all this shit that I am not familiar with. So what we've got to do is we've got to figure out. I want to say. Um, I want to say that's probably it, if I had to guess. Um, I want to say we're going to start off from. Yeah, yeah, this makes sense. 1A450. Wait. Oh, kind of forgot something here. 1A4. I'm putting this here because I forgot to get this offset because I was so concerned about the so let me get that offset here really quick. 194F4. All right. Now we're good. And then let's get this back to there we go. Okay. Now I just wanted everything realigned because it was like getting to me. How are we on time? 4:38. Okay. So let's look at this junk here. So it's probably like this. And I gotta widen this a little bit more again. There we go. 1 BCD6. So 1 BCD6. So this is like the really tedious part of everything here. Just going through each and every bank, but we're already like a fourth of the way, I think more than a fourth of the way through this thing. So whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Hey, more bank, um, more bank, um, aligned data here. Let's see here. Where are you? There we are. Man, that one's empty. Look at that. That's why 1D EF2. I guess this is 1E00 or something like that. There we go. Yeah, I saw that coming. This is what happens when when you have everything in 2K blocks, But this bank is mostly empty in case you weren't aware. So, doop, boop. That is 1F0B2, right? Yep, we're getting there. And this here, window manager. Yeah, I know it'll expire. I'll have to figure out something else when that's done. Great timing. Okay. Interesting. So of course this is like a 2,000, or 20,000 rather. This is actually kind of weird because this isn't bank aligned, so that's different. Twenty-one, 22, 21, 22E. So 21. Okay. So where does this start, which is kind of strange? So this starts at 21800. That's again very very strange. So this looks like this could be something else. I want to say that this is some sort of special. This could be other compressed data, maybe level data or something. I don't know, but it is different. That's for sure. Um, Maybe someday we'll take a look at that and figure out what it is. Um, I mean, I could always corrupt this specific region if I really wanted to and see what happens, but it's definitely. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. So, but I just wanted to deal with compressed graphics. So, but definitely something. That's for sure. And then it ends at 25 8 AE. Right? Yeah. All right. And then next up is this bank. So it probably goes back to being byte aligned again if I had to guess. Yep, it does. So 26. Bank's, yeah, I want to say that bank's good. And then super empty. 2C76. So 2C7E6. Yeah, okay. And then this one's kind of weird, so once again, bank aligned. And this all looks like, I mean, I want to say there are some empty spots, but I don't know if it's really enough to worry about. And everything I'm seeing, a lot of the empty data is at the end of the bank. So I think this is just like some sort of uncompressed, like either level data or something else where it's not that big of a deal. If I had to guess, something along those lines. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to be very nitpicky about this bit, and that's it. That is offsets. So so basically, you just go through the ROM, find empty data, tile data, all that fun stuff, and this is what I have chosen. So let's go ahead and close this out. Because that's all we need. Don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. So um so next up is actually corrupting the ROM. I don't have time for that today. Unfortunately, actually, depending on how my night goes, I might. That is definitely offsets. Yes, it is. So yeah, yeah. So you saw me editing the offsets file if you're just joining me. But this all here, this is what I have decided to corrupt Bonk's Revenge with, and I think it'll work well. I hope. Um, and nice thing about the ROM is I don't really need to make any additional changes to it. You know, the break vector is in a good place and everything else. So next up is actually corrupting it. Like I said, I need to figure out which TurboGrafx-16 core to use because I think there are 3 of them in BizHawk, including their own handmade one that I have heard looking through the GitHub that it sucks. So I gotta figure out which one's the best. I'll probably look at Toolsys speedruns and figure out which cores they use because they tend to use the most accurate cores for Toolsys speedruns. So I'll probably choose it based off that. Maybe ask around, figure out what the most accurate one is, and then we'll get to corrupting. So yeah, but for I guess that's Nenson de Boy, I think, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce. Yet, if you want, go to my Discord and kind of give me a pronunciation guide on your name so that I don't butcher it. But I'm guessing Nenson de Boy is my best guess. Once I'm done here, you can watch it from the beginning. You can see the pointer table and how all that's calculated and everything else. So, but that should about do it. So, I will see you all next time.